I'm showcasing the top 5 meta loadouts that you should be running right now in Warzone. Starting off the list at number 5, we have the M15, one of the best assault rifles in the entire game. It has no recoil, great damage, and it's just super consistent. So starting off the build, we're going to toss on the ELO sight, my favorite optic in the entire game. It's super clean, super easy to use. Like I always tell you guys, the optics are 100% personal preference, so you should toss on whatever you feel the most comfortable with. I do also want to say the M15 probably has some of the best iron sights in the entire game, so if you don't want to run an optic, you definitely don't have to. Then for the muzzle, we're going to toss on the monolithic suppressor, keeping you guys off that mini map, but also giving you guys that bolt velocity and that damage range, making sure the M15 is hitting harder and getting the build up to 1056. And for the barrel, this is also 100% personal preference. There's so many good options here from BO7, but in my opinion, the 16-inch reticulated barrel is by far the best, giving you guys both vertical and horizontal recoil control, and also giving you guys even more of a boost for that bolt velocity. So it's making sure the build is an absolute beam and getting you closer to hit scan. And speaking of being a beam, we're also going to slide all the way over to the stock and toss on the bow and linchpin stock. Again, giving you guys that vertical and horizontal recoil control, making sure the build isn't moving whatsoever. And for the last and final attachment, we're going to toss on the extended mag 2, increase that mag capacity up to 60, making sure you don't have to reload after every single kill. Like I said, the M15 has no recoil, great damage, and with this build, it kind of reminds me of the Honey Badger. So make sure you guys go through, give the entire bit a try, and tell me the highest kill game you guys get with it. That's my loaded number 5. So let me get you guys number 4. And next up, loaded number 4, we have the Razor 9mm, which if you guys don't know, this has the fastest TTK out of all the SMGs, and it's just absolutely disgusting. So starting off this build, we're going to toss on the precision compensator. The Razor definitely has some recoil to it, and this is going to make it to where it's not bouncing all over the place. And mix again, absolutely perfect with the muzzle. We're also going to toss on the EAM steady 90 grip, giving you guys even more control with that horizontal recoil control, but also giving you guys that sprinting movement speed and that movement speed. So not only is it making it to where you're an absolute beam, it's also making it to where you're flying around the map. And that's actually going to be the focus for the build. I want to make it super fast because it already has a crazy TTK and a crazy fire rate. So we're going to build it 100% for that close range. So we're going to skip over the barrel and slide all the way to the rear grip. And we're going to toss on the micro dot recovery grip, giving you guys that dive to fire speed, slide to fire speed, ADS speed, and that jumping ADS speed, which this is the equivalent of the ergonomic grip from BO6 Warzone, making you guys faster in every possible way. And speaking of being faster, we're also going to toss on the serpent pad, again, giving you guys that hip fire movement speed, and that strafing movement speed, just making you guys even faster. And for the last and final attachment, we're going to toss on the extended mag 2, increase that mag capacity up to 50, which this is definitely essential for the build because the Razor burns through the ammo. Super fast TTK, great mobility, and this thing is just extremely fun to use. One thing I do want to say is the iron sights are kind of trash, so if you want to toss on an optic of any choice, I would probably take off either the rear grip or the stock. That's 100% up to you. So make sure you guys go through, give the entire bit a try, and tell me the highest kill game you guys get with it. Let's hop directly into loaded number 3. And now in that number 3 spot, we actually have the Peacekeeper, which this very well could be in my number 1 spot because it is actually that good. But my loaded number 1 and my loaded number 2 are both also ridiculous. So starting off this build, we're going to toss in the KNS compensator, giving you guys a massive boost for that vertical recoil control, making sure the Peacekeeper is an absolute beam. And speaking of being a beam, we're also going to toss in the lateral precision grip for our underbarrel, giving you guys that horizontal recoil control. So this with the compensator is making sure the Peacekeeper isn't moving whatsoever. And just to add on to that, we're going to toss on the 25-inch EAM heavy barrel, giving you guys both vertical and horizontal recoil control, but also giving you guys some bolt velocity. So not only is it making it to where you have 0 recoil, it's also getting the build even closer to hit scan. And there's obviously a theme for the build. I want to make it to where it's not bouncing all over the place. So to mix in absolutely perfect with the rest of the build, we're going to slide all the way over to the stock and toss on the EAM Blitzfire stock, giving you guys that recoil stabilization, vertical and horizontal recoil control, and that flinch resistance. Another really good option is the counterforce stock, which you get for prestiging the gun. It does technically give you more of a percent of recoil gun kick, horizontal and vertical, only by 5%, but the Blitzfire is not going to slow you down as much, and it also gives you guys that flinch resistance. So in my opinion, it just feels way better for the build. And of course, for the last and final attachment, we're going to toss on the extended mag 2, increase that mag capacity up to 60, which the Peacekeeper has a super fast fire rate, so this is essential for the build. That's my full build for the Peacekeeper, and honestly my favorite build in the entire game. So same thing as the other loadouts, make sure you guys go through and test it out. Let's hop directly into loaded number 2. Loaded number 2, we have the MPC 25, which if you guys didn't see, I just did a video on this, and in my opinion, it's overall the best SMG in Warzone. So starting off the build, I'm going to toss on the Hydra barrel, giving you guys both that damage range and that bolt velocity. I do know some people are going to want to toss on the Ash barrel for even more of a damage range boost, but if you check the detailed stats, it only gives you an extra 1 meter, so I think it's super worth it to toss on the Hydra just to get some bolt velocity. And of course, with it being an SMG, we do want to make it as fast as humanly possible, so we're going to toss on the Flow Guard foregrip for our underbarrel, giving you guys that horizontal recoil control, sprinting movement speed, speed and that movement speed. So not only is it making you guys faster, it's also making it to where it's not bouncing all over the place. And speaking of being faster, we're also going to toss in the photonic adaptive rear grip. Again, same thing as the ergonomic grip from the last Warzone, giving you guys that dive to fire speed, slide to fire speed, ADS speed, and that jumping ADS speed, making you guys faster in every possible way. Then mixing in absolutely perfect with the rest of the build, we're also going to toss on the Viper wire stock. Again, giving you guys that hip fire movement speed, and that strafing movement speed, making it to where you're gliding around the map. And for the last and final attachment, I'm actually going to toss on the extended mag 1, increase that mag capacity up to 40, but also holding on to a little bit extra mobility. But if you want to, you can definitely toss on the extended mag 2. That's my full build for the MPC 25, and like I said, the best SMG in the entire game. So make sure you guys go through, give the entire bit a try, and tell me the highest kill game you guys get with it. Let me get you guys loaded number 1. And at the top of the list, loaded number 1, we have the MXR. This thing has great damage, no recoil, and I just think it's overall the best AR in Warzone. So starting off this build, we're going to toss on the monolithic suppressor. Same thing as before, it's keeping you guys off that mini map, but also giving you guys that bullet velocity and that damage range, making it where the MXR is hitting harder and getting the build up to 1044. And mixing in absolutely perfect with the monolithic, we're also going to toss on the 17-inch Greaves Scourge barrel, giving you guys that vertical and horizontal recoil control, but also even more of a boost for that bullet velocity, getting the build up to 1200. And I want to keep getting it closer and closer to hit scan, so just to add on to the muzzle and the barrel, we're also going to slide all the way over to the fire mods and toss on the overpressured ammunition, giving you guys even more of a boost, getting the build up to 1440. And like I said a second ago, the build really doesn't have a lot of recoil, and one of the main reasons why is we're going to toss on the winch stock, giving you guys a heavy boost for that vertical and horizontal recoil control, making it where the build isn't moving whatsoever. And for the last and final attachment, we're going to toss on the extended mag 2, increase that mag capacity up to 60, making it where you can beam an entire 4 stack if you really need to. This thing is disgusting, and like I just said, it is the best assault rifle in the entire game. So same thing, make sure you guys go through and test out the build, but I do also have an honorable mention. And for my honorable mention, right outside of my top 5, we have the X9 Maverick. It's a burst assault rifle, and the way we have it built, it is ridiculous. So starting off the build, like I said before, the optics are 100% personal preference. What I'm going to do is I'm going to slide all the way down to the bottom and toss in the EAM dual zoom, giving you guys both a 3x and a 7x, but it also helps out with that recoil gun kick. I just think it's super clean. Then of course, we're also going to toss on the monolithic suppressor. Same exact pros and cons, keeping you guys off that mini map, but also giving you guys that bullet velocity and that damage range, making it where the Maverick is hitting harder and getting the build up to 1068, which bullet velocity is super important, especially when it comes to a burst. So to mix in absolutely perfect with the monolithic, we're going to slide all the way over to the fire mods and toss in the overpressured ammunition, giving you guys another boost for that bullet velocity, getting the build up to 1281. And just to keep adding on to that, we're going to slide all the way back to the barrel and toss on the 16-inch OS density barrel, giving you guys a boost for the vertical and horizontal recoil control, giving you guys a mag size boost, and of course boosting that bullet velocity again, getting the build up to 1473. And for the last and final attachment, we're going to go to the rear grip and toss in the granulated rear grip, giving you guys that first shot recoil control, vertical recoil control, and the recoil gun kick, which the main thing here is the first shot, because it feels really good with the burst, and without it, that first shot in the 3-round burst makes it jump like crazy. That's my full build for the X9 Maverick. This thing is crazy right now in Warzone. So make sure you guys go through and test out the build, but let me know if I missed anything on my list.